Finney.
Even in death, Ethan Hawke as the Grabber is out for revenge in The Black Phone 2, one of few new movies I'll be reviewing this week in Chicago and on CJ at the Movies. I'm Christopher Zweig. Let's take a look. Our first movie is The Black Phone 2, the sequel to the horror hit in which young Mason Thames killed the Ethan Hawke serial killer known as the Grabber. This time, the iconic killer goes all Freddy Krueger on Finney, played by Thames, and his younger sister Gwen, played by Madeline McGraw, by attacking her in her dreams. The sequel shows them at a Christian youth camp where their dead mother went as a child, and maybe this place will help explain the message Gwen has been receiving from her mother on the payphone. And a new horror movie rule is that if the payphone is out of order, then that means something otherworldly is going on, and that something otherworldly is the Grabber.
Did you think our story was over? You're dead. You, of all people, know that dead is just a word.
The Black Phone 2 isn't as challenging as the first movie, but it still offers some good scares, and the characters are able to grow and develop through whatever the horrors the Grabber, in reality or spirit, have placed them in. And both movies were directed by Scott Derrickson and co-written by him and C. Robert Cargill. It's funny because a decade ago, they both wrote Sinister 2, which was totally inferior to its predecessor in every sense of the word. Either they both learned from their previous mistake, or they allow the dark humor and vintage cameras to help bring the sequel back on track. Our next movie is Roofman, which is director Derek Cianfrance's take on Jeffrey Manchester, a kind-hearted character who made bad choices by robbing McDonald's, Burger King's, and any small place that was open. Channing Tatum plays Jeffrey, who is sent to jail but escapes and hides out in the nearest Toys R Us. The time is 2004.
Find a safe place to hide for a few months.
He's a very smart individual, super intelligent.
Taking advantage of the store's security cameras during closing time, he manages to have fun with the toys, makes a little man cave in the one place nobody would look in the store, and even helps out one of the employees, played by Kirsten Dunst, who is also a divorced mother of two.
I understand you work for the government.
It's a little classified, so...
I never knew we had an intelligence unit here in Charlotte.
Oh, are you law enforcement?
Yes, I am.
Wow, that's amazing.
And he also manages to spark a relationship with her and even helps her deal with her jerky boss, played by Peter Dinklage.
I need you to take the ink bomb out. If I do that, it'll blow up. Now if you do it quick. Oops.
Roofman lags in the middle with a mother-daughter subplot which has its cliches, but it starts off comical and continues with some energy thanks to Tatum's performance. The real Jeffrey was about a decade younger than him at the time, so it indicates that even in his 40s, Tatum still looks and feels good, and he also plays the real-life character with honesty. Cianfrance has mostly directed dramas, so it's nice to see him have a sense of humor with Roofman, and this is me saying, I'm a Toys R Us kid with this movie. Next up, Grow, a British family film about a little orphan girl hoping to reunite with her selfish and neglectful mother who has moved to America to become an actress. Her name is Charlie Little, played by Prira Rose Brookwell, and her remaining relative in the UK is her Aunt Dinah, played by Golda Rosheuval, who runs a small farm.
This is my niece.
What?
What is it with this place and pumpkins?
Ready for the contest?
Aunt Dinah's town is known as the pumpkin capital of the world because everybody loves the annual Pumpkin Fest and are as passionate and competitive about their vegetables as Wallace and Gromit's loyal customers in Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, but in Charlie's case, she may be able to communicate with plants.
You really think plants feel things like us, don't you?
I do. This one's lonely.
Lonely's got me.
I don't know whether this thing of yours is real, but you brought us together. I can't thank you enough.
And she and her aunt look for guidance and support from a jolly trailer guy played by Nick Frost.
She's entering the pumpkin contest, wanted a few tips.
This ain't some grow-your-own-salad school project.
Grow is not released by a major studio, and there's not much commercialism, so you and your kids probably haven't heard about this movie, but if you have on a smaller scale and listened to the critics, then you might be delighted by the sweetness and energy inside. Yes, we have the obligatory poop jokes or fertilizer jokes in this case, but we also have some charming performances from Rosheuval, Frost, and Brookwell, and some high spirits. Next up, Good Fortune, the directorial debut of comedian Aziz Ansari, which kind of plays like a splice between It's a Wonderful Life and Trading Places, except it's not a Christmas movie and stars Ansari as a man who struggles to get steady jobs, gets immediately fired by the wealthy businessman Seth Rogen, and the only good thing in his life at this point is a hardware store employee played by Keke Palmer.
I did everything I was supposed to do and nothing's working out.
One day, after losing all hope, Ansari is visited by Keanu Reeves as a guardian angel who mostly specializes in saving people from texting and driving. He's what the movie would call a budget guardian angel.
My life is just in the service of the people who actually get to live.
Fix my cold plunge. Get a disco floor for my party and find a shaman to take me on an ayahuasca journey.
Maybe I can show you that life is not all it's cracked up to be.
The angel switches Ansari and Rogen's lives, and he himself is stripped of his wings because he wasn't supposed to communicate with the living. So while Ansari is living the life of luxury, the other two are living in poverty.
What has happened to you, Gabriel? You're smoking cigarettes now? Leave me alone, Jeff. I like it. It's all I have.
Good Fortune is funny and open-minded about the economy and how it differentiates between rich and poor and happiness and luxury. Ansari delivers with the right notion in front of and behind the camera, and he also casts Rogen and Reeves with honesty and poetic values. There are times when we can identify with the leading character through his struggles, and there are other times when we can acknowledge that there can be more to life than what the rich possess. I enjoyed this movie for the genres and themes it wants to express, and it is very funny. And our last movie is The Mastermind, the latest film from Kelly Reichardt and starring Josh O'Connor as a struggling family man who decides to pull off a heist from the local art museum. The time is the 1970s, based on an actual robbery that took place at the Worcester Art Museum in Massachusetts, and while he assembles a small team in a place with minimum security, it's clear he has no idea how to play the game properly.
Dad! Dad!
You don't look like cops.
Say, James, we've been told that you're mixed up in this robbery.
I sure don't know how you got down this road, but you got the wrong idea. I'm afraid you got some bad information.
The cast also includes Alana Haim as O'Connor's wife and Bill Camp and Hope Davis as his parents, and after the police question him about the robbery, the rest of the film has him going on the run.
I sure do appreciate that once in a blue moon, someone I know and love is gonna come along and blow my mind.
The Mastermind may be dry in some areas, but it still looks at an art heist through a low-key perspective and shows us that while this man may be ambitious, he doesn't really know what he's getting himself into. It's clear that he's never seen a heist movie before, so he doesn't know how the game should work, and O'Connor does a good job conveying that notion. I also admire the jazzy score composed by Rob Mazurek from Chicago Underground making his feature debut. It should merge with the quirkiness of the robbery and the aftermath of the main protagonist finding a way out of trouble, and this is also Reichardt's first film since showing up, and we should appreciate how she plays her movies by her own rules. Recapping this week's new movies, thumbs up for The Black Phone 2, thumbs up for Roofman, thumbs up for Grow, thumbs up for Good Fortune, and thumbs up for The Mastermind. Well, those are the new movies I'm reviewing this week in Chicago and on CJ at the Movies. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies.